Hello, and thank you for joining us on this rainy Monday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. First, federal aviation officials look for answers as an investigation is underway after a plane crashed while taking off from the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport. Plus, going head-to-head, the race for the GOP presidential nominee is down to two contenders. In New Hampshire, Trump maintains a significant lead, but Nikki Haley is targeting the state's independent vote. And more young athletes are getting hurt playing organized sports. Later, a look at what pediatricians are saying may be the cause for these injuries. All of that plus more, but first a look at weather. Meteorologist Simone Thomas is in for Nathan Scott this afternoon. And our new week has started off with some rain. I am fatigued. I am over it, Simone.
I'm over it too, Jurnee, but the great news for both of us is warmer temperatures are on the way. We just got to deal with some rain in the mix, but hey, it's more rain now than it was freezing rain when we started the day. The freezing rain now concentrated along the Arkansas River Valley and a little bit farther north headed towards Missouri, so locations like Mountain Home, maybe even Clinton, seeing a little bit of ice still falling, but the rest of the state for the most part is tracking rain showers. Now we do still have those winter weather alerts in effect, so the ice storm warning and the winter weather advisor are still in effect until 3, but like I said, the main places still seeing ice at this point is towards the Arkansas River Valley where that ice storm warning is in effect. Now through the rest of the day we will still see some rain here in central Arkansas. Definitely when you're headed home this evening, that evening rush hour, you're going to want the same patience you had this morning to get home because it's still going to be wet out there even as we look towards tomorrow, the rain continuing in coverage. So we're going to talk about the rest of the week, the warmer temperatures coming, how long you'll need the rain gear, and more later on in the show. So make sure you stick around.
All right, Simone, thank you. And today started off, as we said, as a cold and wet one with freezing rain. If you're traveling on Highway I-440 headed toward Jacksonville, you may experience delays as we follow reports of a vehicle crash. As you see, traffic is moving, but we want to let you know to buckle up and take it easy. New at noon, the trial for the man accused of killing a Pine Bluff police officer in 2020 is delayed again. Keyshawn Smith is charged with capital murder and the death of Officer Kevin Collins. The trial was originally scheduled for last September, but was delayed after a 12-person jury could not be filled. It was supposed to begin today, but the prosecution presented new evidence this morning, leading to the defense to request more time to review it. Smith's trial is now set for April. In a THV 11 update, a crucial court hearing is underway, addressing an ongoing power struggle between the State Board of Corrections and Governor Sarah Sanders. The hearing, originally scheduled to start at 9:30 this morning, was delayed due to winter weather. It's part of a bigger legal battle over prison control. It follows Judge Patricia James's ruling against legislation that placed prisons under the governor's authority. The dispute is expected to reach the state Supreme Court. Despite recent cancer surgery, board chairman Benny Magnus says he plans to attend, saying he'll be there, quote, even if they have to will me in. The National Transportation Safety Board arrives in Little Rock today to begin its investigation into a private plane crash resulting in the death of a pilot. It happened yesterday at the Clinton National Airport when a single-engine Cirrus SR-22 crashed shortly after takeoff. Officials say the pilot was the only person on board, and the plane crashed at the end of the runway north of the cargo buildings, causing the airport to close for nearly an hour. Authorities have not yet released the pilot's name or confirmed where they were headed. Federal aviation investigators will be looking into what caused the plane to go down so quickly. Now, it doesn't appear weather did play a factor. Skies were clear with a temperature of 30 degrees and winds were also calm at the time. So although investigators will be putting out a preliminary report within the next 2 weeks, it only contains basic information collected at the scene, and we may not know the official cause for at least a year when the final report is issued. Well, Well, from 6 candidates to 3 to now just 2. That's how the GOP pool has changed in just a matter of weeks, leaving the competition down to Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. CBS's Penny Commit shares how the two are now going toe-to-toe.
I'm excited as tomorrow is the big day.
Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley stepped up her attacks against former President Trump as she campaigned in New Hampshire 1 day before the state's first in the nation primary.
Chaos follows him, and we can't have a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We won't survive it.
The former UN ambassador is now Trump's only challenger for the GOP nomination after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dropped out Sunday.
It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance.
Trump said Sunday he appreciated DeSantis' endorsement and called Haley unelectable.
The radical left Democrats are supporting Nikki for a very simple reason, because they know she's easy to beat.
While the latest polling shows Trump with a big advantage among Republicans in New Hampshire, independents, known as undeclared, are the biggest voting bloc in the state, and they're allowed to participate in the Republican primary. So while Trump maintains a double-digit lead, Haley is focused on turning out those people in the middle.
This year, I am still completely undecided. This election's coming up on Tuesday, and I still don't know who I'm going to vote for.
But Haley's path forward may be an uphill climb. Trump won New Hampshire's independent voters in 2016. Penny Commit, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
President Biden's name is not on the New Hampshire ballot because he's following the Democratic Party's decision to make South Carolina its first primary state, though Biden supporters are mounting a write-in campaign. Meanwhile, on Sunday, Governor Sanders joined CBS's Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation to address a number of topics, one of which includes the state's stance on abortion. The governor reassured that Arkansas will remain a pro-life state, and when given a chance to voice her opinion on the 2024 elections, Sanders touched on why she thinks Donald Trump is the better choice for president.
Every single thing that drive voters to show up and cast their ballot, Donald Trump is winning on, whether it's the economy, whether it's securing the border, whether it's national security, whether it's taking a hard line against China.
Now, when asked about possibly joining Trump as his running mate, the governor states that she loves her current role and is honored to serve in the position she has now. The countdown continues, and we are now less than 3 months out from the total solar eclipse that will cover much of the natural state. Now, Arkansas Tech in Russellville is offering a front row seat to the show directly in the path of totality. Lodging within a 50-mile radius is almost completely booked, so now the university is letting people rent space to experience the event. There are 4 types of reservations, ranging from a single-day option that starts at $75 to a 3-day option that's going for $2,500. The money will go to student organizations hosting the event. You can learn more on thv11.com. Well, coming up, authorities have a new warning for people in the market looking to rent a new home or apartment. We'll take a look into the scam that has taken millions of dollars.
Jurnee, say it with me, 60 degrees. It's coming, y'all, I promise. I'll tell you when, right after this break.